The Vocal Studio.
Hi, good afternoon. Welcome to Find Your Inner Voice, our podcast series. We are the vocal coaches from the Vocal Studio Singapore. And as per usual, we will be talking today about voice, vocal coaching, music, and life around it. Hello, Miss Hannah. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. Hi, hello. How are you?
Hello. Good to see you. Thanks for sharing. Will be sharing a great, interesting topic for us today. I
Yeah.
love your room, by the way. It looks very nice. You have some new stuff there on the wall
Yes.
that looks like your own art, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It is. Yes.
Well
So
done.
yesterday I took some time to do some a little bit of drawing. And it's
It's all about
nice.
music.
Hmm?
It's all about music.
It's all about music. Yes, it's all about voice, all about music. I think, personally I felt like I needed like some things in my room to inspire myself, or not only myself but the students as well. When they walk into the room to do the singing and they learn, it's nice to have something as a reminder, um, you know as to what it means for them to sing and why they are here and what can they do, right? So yeah, and just
So you
cute
guys will
stuff
be
over here.
seeing that, yeah, you'll be seeing that when you come to your lessons at Miss Hannah's room. Okay, beautiful.
Thank you.
So today, what are we talking about today? We've got an interesting subject, which is
Yeah.
about K-pop music, right?
Mm-hmm.
K-pop, is it K-pop music or is it K-pop singers, or why is K-pop so popular? What exactly are we talking about today when it comes to K-pop?
Yeah. So K-pop is, I mean, this is a country that I come from, right? And this week our topic is about the genre introduction. So every month we're introducing different genres of music, whether detail or like broader, it's just like an overview of what the genre is like, so
Mhm.
that you also know a little bit about the genre and then can appreciate more about it, right? So K-pop is basically the pop that comes from Korea, right? What? So, and then Bojana, like I know that we come from very different culture, like different countries. This is where all this interesting conversation comes into. What do you know about K-pop?
Oh wow, oh god. You know what? I'm gonna be very random if I have to be very honest, but
Uh-huh.
I know it's very popular.
Yes.
Um, I know that the production is very good.
Mm-hmm. It's very good.
There's a particular physical appearance that has to be maintained.
Mm-hmm.
I know a friend of mine who is from my country who's crazy about K-pop.
Yeah.
So there is something about the genre which I have some my own expression, sometimes the universal code, right? So there
Mm.
has to be something about the genre that made it so mainstream and so popular and so, as it is very, very popular. So tell us more about it. What's your opinion? What's your what do you think? First of all, why do you think that the genre is so popular?
So the thing that you mentioned is actually very important. Now, you can imagine when you think about the K-pop music and then the artists that are doing K-pop, the mainstream artists that are promoting K-pop in this, other countries and around the world. You can see how you can imagine, the music to be very intriguing, and it's like the strong beat is there that keeps people going in a very excited um, flow.
So
It's not only that though.
the
These are
beat
the people, the
information.
artists that you see in the screen or in the YouTube that you listen to. They're almost like have it all people. Like they have the looks. First of all, they have beautiful looks, and they have beautiful dancing, right? Body. I mean, they dance. It's not like they're only singing. They also can dance, and they dance amazingly, and they dance in a nice choreography in a group. So some of the K-pop dancers or sing artists are solo artists, but a lot of them actually come into group. So then they create this like really, wow, if you look at them how they move, it's really well synchronized and it's crazy, right? It gives you that thrill and like admiration. Wow, how can they be so cool like that? So I think it comes from, yeah, also the level of perfection or that they are pursuing in presenting that performance. And also fashion is there. You look at the lights, you look at the clothes that these people wear, and then the items, very fashionable. And now it comes to the singing and the musical side of it, right? So they sing, they not only sing, but they sing with certain tone and nuance and attitude,
Mhm.
right?
So tell us more
That
about
appeals, I think, to
what is that attitude? What is that?
that
What?
attitude. I will have to be quite careful because I don't want to overgeneralize it. It's just also like but what I feel like. So this is an attitude. How I feel about this Korean attitude is that it is there is this cute, adorable, and somewhat polite, feel. And there is also another side of them being super rebellious,
Mhm.
like and then sexy. And then like you're drawing your attention. So it's a mixture of that. It's not like, hey, I don't give anything about what you're looking at me, so I'm gonna be no, it's not like that. It's like um they do have this huge consciousness about the audience or the fans, right? So they are in the position of always appreciating and I want to give more, but then also overall they do have this thing about, okay, I'm going to go against this pressure or like the problem, so I can be special, and so the image that they carry, the messages they do throw, um, actually it speaks a lot to the teenagers or young people, I believe, because they're the huge consumer of the media now. So they watch and they listen to the music and they get excited and they look at them. It's like, wow, you can live like that, you can be like that, you kind of identify yourself with the musician, the artist that you like. So yeah, so that's
That's
appeal.
interesting. Yeah, I mean that's what the mainstream actually serves usually. But I'm just curious, do you what do you think? What's okay? Well, let's go to the next. What forget about I have
Uh-huh.
to kind of get a little more familiar with the music so that I can maybe share.
Yes, if you listen to the music, actually, but the thing is, it's very nice. The way they do, they create their own voice tone. The way they sing is amazing. It's very, very good, and I enjoy listening to the K-pop
Can
song.
you recommend a K-pop song for us, for all of us, which
Oh
are
my gosh! Now you just go in there and then search BTS and you pop pop, like for example. So there's an array of the K-pop songs. So if you want to know a little more about what is really now like hitting the world hard, it's obviously BTS. BTS is we call it 방탄소년단. So that's a Korean name,
what does
방탄소년단.
that mean?
Bulletproof boys group.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's interesting. And bulletproof. And so bulletproof, and what's the S about?
No, 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 no. Look, it's 방탄. 방탄 means bulletproof.
Uh-huh, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
소년단. So like 소년단 starts with S, that S feature, right? So it's like BTS. I never looked for their English name. I don't know whether they do have an English name that BTS stands for. Um,
Yeah, because since it's three letters, it has to be, it has to have
I mean,
something.
because beyond the scenes. In English, it is so in Korean it is bulletproof boy scout, right? So bulletproof bangtan, it has that B and T sound. That's why BTS. But then also if they wanna, they can be also known as beyond the scenes.
Beyond the scenes.
Yeah,
Oh,
so it also becomes BTS.
okay.
Yeah.
Um,
So you can definitely just listen to their song because now, like several weeks ago, their song new album release, I am Dynamite.
okay.
It hit the top on Billboard. Uh, yeah, it ranked the number one, and still people are listening to that. So you can listen to, okay, but these are the boys group, right? So you can listen to how they are doing their performance, how they are singing. You can see how like super high tenor voice range they are. Yeah, and also the feel of it has that electro feel, which gives you that feel of really giving, like Monday blues. Stay away from me, like I can get through the life. That kind of energy can be felt from the music. And what else?
Okay.
But it's not only that. Blackpink is like generally like a lot of people listen to Blackpink. And also if you want to go more into, but then it's not only that, because there's another side of it where now Korean drama comes into the scene. A lot of people also like Korean music because of the OST, because of the official soundtrack that goes into the Korean dramas. And a lot of these Korean drama songs are quite emotional. They're ballads. So it's quite different from, it's very different from the idol group, girl group, or a boys group performance based music. So this one is what is a lot more flowy, very sweet, and very heartwarming. Mm.
Okay, good, good. But do we? How long is K? How old is K-pop?
How old is K-pop? Okay. Um, all right. So the one that now we're talking about, I mean, music has always been there, right? But from the K-pop that the teenagers started to consume and to listen to and like identified as K-pop, I think it comes from obviously like early 90s.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I grew up like listening to this first generation idol groups like HOT, like God, Shinhwa, like, and then like I was also like, hey, I will call them my, me and my friends will be calling them oppas, like my oppa. So oppa is like your big brother that you really fancy and adore, right? So like you pick a member that you like from the group that you like HOT. I liked this person called like Kangta. So, oh, Kangta is my oppa, and who's your oppa? That becomes your conversation. So, yeah. Before that, in 80s in Korea, it was very much about democracy. The music becoming an inspiration for your life. But it was a period where it was politically very unstable. Right, a lot of people were on street to fight for the country and that. And now in a late 80s and 90s, it's where the life gets slightly better, and then the young people, they started listening to the song. That's where yeah, these teenagers, they come to the screen and then they really give that strong messages. So about, I think, late about early 90s where it
Early
started.
90s.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
okay, all right. That's so you were actually part of. Okay, that's good to know.
yeah, I
So it's
grew
not
up
that
listening to
young, you
them.
know.
Yes. Now you can guess my age. It was not like I look at them, oh, these are my nephews. No, no, no. I looked up to them too.
That's good. That's good. Okay, thanks for sharing that.
Hmm.
So yeah, how about what songs do students normally sing? You have some artists that you can recommend here, right?
Hmm.
Maybe as well as so yeah, artists that students can listen to, as
Yep.
well as songs that students are usually picking for singing. So tell us more about it.
Yeah, so I was quite surprised actually to have the students who want to learn Korean songs. So at first I didn't know what to expect, from them. I didn't know what to teach, like what they would like to learn. And I'm very surprised that it's very broad. Like the songs that the students want to sing is really different, like from student to student. So definitely there's this lady artist IU. IU has very sweet voice. Um, her songs are very sweet, um, and calming and very cute. So now I'm doing this song called 금요일에 만나요, like Friday. Let's meet Friday. There
Mhm.
was an English title. So it's very cute song. 이번 주 금요일 날까지 기다리긴 힘들어 시간을 달려라 so it's very whispery nice song music and that's one and another one for the guy sing oh for the lady there's very different tone the lady's name is Ailey so Ailey does very powerful music if you want to have a little more challenging they want to learn more challenging techniques for the song and she has very powerful voice so it's nice and Taeyeon is another singer who originally comes from Girls' Generation she's a lead singer of Girls' Generation, and she has been working a lot. I mean, she's released a song, solo songs as well, a lot, and her singing is beautiful too. So you can also look at that. If you're a guy, you don't have to only stick by all these boys group songs because there are so many people that did a wonderful, singing. Shin Young-jae is one. And I'm recently teaching Kim Dong-ryul. Kim Dong-ryul uh, is one of my muse. Like really, like I love his music. He's quite old. He's older than just to be called as a K-pop idol. Like he's in his 40s, I think.
Can you be? So I've got a question. Can you be quite old, as you're saying? That's very the way you put it. It's very and still be a
Yeah,
K-pop
so
singer.
that's the thing. So it's, I mean, if you tap onto only the snippet of what K-pop consists of, then you get to see what the young people might like. But if you go slightly deeper, then you get to see like a whole lot wider spectrum of the music hidden in that, like slight view. That's why I don't want to like limit K-pop to be like K-pop because K-pop doesn't limit the, entire genre or like the variety of what Korean music generally has to deliver, to offer.
Hmm, hmm.
Yeah, so Kim Dong-ryul is a very great singer, lyricist. He writes beautiful songs, and Park Kyo-shin is another good male singer that people want to learn. Yep. And Ihai is recently, a lot of people also debut after joining the singing competitions, right? Like American, like Britain's Got Talent, American Idol. So Korea also has a lot of those programs. So it's people that they come, they get the spotlight after joining this competitions as well. So that's how yeah, if you're an artist in Korea or if you want to be a singer in Korea, uh, you go into entertainment agency and get the audition. Another way is for you to join these competitions. Yeah,
Okay. Thank you very much for that. Hope you guys remember the names. If not, you can scroll back
yeah.
and
We'll put up some names in the
in the
blog
description.
later for you to read and also go and listen to the music.
Yeah. So how about how do you teach K-pop? Is there anything different
Mm.
or that you have to have in mind when you're teaching K-pop? I mean, not anything different, but what is it? What's the way of teaching K-pop? Is it like lyric pronunciation, phrase? What is it that? How do you approach the that?
Yeah. So for K-pop, I think it's just not so much different when it comes to their learning how to sing. It's not super different from other music. It has a little more barrier because of the language, right? So yes, you need to learn the lyrics pronunciation, of course. And in any song, if you entirely screw the lyrics and then the articulation of it, then it just cannot sound authentic. So if the students yeah, so for me as a like a speaker of the language, it's my mother tongue. Maybe I'll be a lot more pickier or sensitive when I listen to the students singing, and then it somehow is not exactly how it's supposed to sound. Then maybe I'll go into the details, um, but not so much to the level that it stops students from working on their voice and singing, right? So it always needs a balance. So there is pronunciation is there, and then phrasing and emotional expression is there too. So because in many cases the students, they know, a lot of the students that are coming to the singing lessons, Korean singing lessons with me, they don't. Some speak Korean, some can read the Korean letter, like Korean alphabet. It's called Hangul, and many don't read that Korean letter alphabets. They only follow that romanized the phonation of it, and then they sing out. So then, if that's the case, and they wouldn't know what each sentence means, right? Then they wouldn't know where to cut or where to stop, where to pause, and where to restart, and which part to soften, which part to create more dynamic. So that's probably where I'll also give more like attention for me to give the guidance, right, for the students. And then also, yeah, then another that aspect is the working on your voice tone. So many Korean artists, because in every generation there is a trendy tone. There is
Yeah,
so-called a
yeah,
trendy
for
tone.
sure. Yeah, yeah.
um and Korea is a very trend-based culture. The trend is very quickly changing all the time, so it's very important for you to create the trendy tone, but at the same time, uh, I don't want the students to lose what they already got to have in order for them to just imitate the tone of that singer that they are listening to. So uh, it's about, okay, understanding what can help those students achieve that unique tone that the Korean singers have, but at the
Mhm.
same time.
Is there a tone that, for instance, you must have first if you want to sing Korean K-pop, or can you, or is it like free and open for any kind of tone, or do you really have to have a very like a niche, a very particular tone that you have to
It's
use?
more about the genre of music that you're choosing. See, like if you're doing a little more electro pop, then you cannot sing like opera singer.
No, no, I mean, I'm asking in terms of K-pop.
Yeah.
If you want to do K-pop, do you really have to have, for instance, a certain standard of how your tone sounds? I don't know, breathy, emotional, I don't know, heavy, for instance. Like, is there anything that you must follow, or can it be a little wider and open for any type of voice?
There is a room, I mean, the room for you to be slightly free, but as I mentioned to you just now, a lot of like depending on what song you're singing, right? But then the Korean song, a lot of songs, if it's very like fast beat and then a very rap-ish, something that's interchangeable, like you sing, but like it feels like you're also rapping at the same time too. And there are a lot of rhyming that you have to do, and then a lot of diction that you have to clearly deliver. It has to be a bit aggressive and a compressed voice tone. But so there is some rules, I think, like some
But it's not so
formula
the
for the
rules are-
tone that suits this music.
so the rules are not so tight, is if I understand well.
Yes, but then generally there is this well-selling tone that's a bit. If you listen to the music, it's a kind of feel of like auto-tuned song voice, auto.
So if you play like five different songs, five different K-pop songs from five different K-pop singers, they will all sound the same.
Many of them could sound very similar. Yeah, it's
I
like
think
after you
those
go through the
guys,
factory of production, and then the production probably has a rule. Hey, this song to sell, you make your voice to be like that. So
I
right.
understood. Yeah, yeah.
So that's a part. Hey, when our students are here to truly express what they have got, with their own voice, how much do you want to tweak, or how much do you want them to really be themselves? So this is where probably I would also advise the students. You know what? Why not try and sing the song with your own original voice and be completely open, right? Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
So it's
Sometimes,
the balance.
yeah, I mean, but some voices are not very suitable for that. So either you need a lot of training or understanding that you must follow these rules. I mean, you can try and not follow them, but there's a huge risk in that too, right?
Yes, yes, yes. So if you want to sound exactly the same as the artist or similar to that, we practice a lot of it. But at the end of the day, if you want to have your own room to let out your own voice, then it should be possible for them to be able to do that. Yeah.
Okay, I get
So
it. I
yeah.
think.
Other than that, I think it's
Usually, yep.
generally it's the same. I think the singing is singing at the end of the day, right? So you teach, I mean, I'm pretty sure you teach songs of different languages, many different languages, and at the end of the day, singing is singing.
Yeah, it is singing, but it has its own, ways of uh, making a particular language, or we have to be authentic, but if we want to achieve some kind of an extra impact, then we have to have certain, stylistic awareness of how we're singing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So, how about, do we have to have, if we want to study K-pop and how to sing K-pop? Do we need a Korean coach, or what is your take on that? What's your opinion on that?
Mm, definitely, it helps to have a Korean coach, right? Definitely, it does help because I mean, unless this Korean person never listened to the Korean song.
So you have to figure out.
So, but somebody who's aware of the genre of the music of the artist helps, and also the language also helps. So, but then yes, uh, but not necessarily because if you're a teacher, if you're a voice coach, once you as a voice coach, because you have the experience of like just listening to so many artists like throughout the whole experience of teaching so many students, they are already experts who can, after listening to a song, capture the vocal aspect of it, the musical aspect of the song, and then they have an idea of how to teach, and they can really compare the students from where they are, and then guide them to achieve where they want to achieve, like what they want to achieve in that song. So
Yeah.
if they do have the confidence in doing that, it doesn't necessarily, I don't think, has to be Korean. And also I think it's an also interesting experience to learn the Korean music from a non-Korean person. um yeah. So two different things. So I kind of compare this to, teaching language. So if you want to learn English, for example, if you're a foreigner, right? If you want to learn English, do I have to learn it from the native speaker, or do I have to learn it from another teacher who also mastered the language, right? Who comes from different language background? And there's definitely
Yeah.
different strengths, right, and benefits that you have. One native authentic that is there, and the other one is coming from the same ground. Then they have learned, probably went to the steps of you learning. So then they can guide you in the detail as well. So I think it both works. Yeah.
Yeah, you have a point. I understand the point really well.
Mm.
It could be both,
Yeah.
as long as you are happy with the result
Yes.
that you're getting from your training, from your Korean coach or not Korean coach. That's fine, as long as you have authentic results.
Yeah.
You feel good about it, then
Then
why not? You can go with the Korean one and with the
yeah.
non-Korean one. Uh, it's up to you to choose, because we can all achieve a certain mastery, as you're saying. That's
Really.
something I absolutely
Yeah.
agree with.
So yeah, at here, I mean, you get to have Korean coach, you get to have non-Korean coach. So if you're interested in learning Korean songs, why don't you just come by and ask us, right? So if I can teach, I'll be happy to teach. If I cannot teach, and there are other coaches that are also happy to teach, and they are really good too. So yeah, why not try?
Yeah, yes, absolutely. Okay, guys, come on over. Come on over. Come on over, baby. Joking. That song came to my mind from Christina Aguilera, which is not K-pop, but it's pop for sure.
Nice pop.
Yeah. Okay, I think we got enough of information, and it was really cute and fun, just like K-pop.
Mm-hmm.
At least this is how I see it.
Uh-huh.
Thanks, Hannah, for having a morning or afternoon chat with all of us today for our podcast series. And yes, guys, stay tuned for more. Do listen to this podcast, ask questions, get more familiar with K-pop. We can teach you K-pop here. You can learn a lot of things, and you can have a lot of fun on your journey. Uh,
Yeah.
and
We're going to be teaching K-pop one day. It'll
Why
be
not?
super
I'm
fun.
teaching a lot of things actually. I never really even fully realized that I can teach so many things, but obviously, if you have an open mind towards learning new things, and if you enjoy teaching itself, then I think you can be a good teacher. That's how I see it. Thank you, Hannah. Thank you, guys. I will see you next time then for the next podcast. Enjoy our K-pop discussions for today, and have a great afternoon. Have a great evening. Bye bye.
Bye. 안녕.